10 seconds for this thing. There we go. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat that is scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law does he hide it sunrise and sundown. Him I go deal like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in the season. Him live never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yay! The heathen them now, therefore them be like a chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment, and see them and them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God just loveth the way of the righteous and the way of the sinner, man them always and always. I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Joe! Kadama we groma beate la e exag beer tanaista lina bashante shante shante shante. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'll only do that on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. From the newsreel, we'll always keep it real. This is the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. And remember, anytime we talk about the Black Pot, we are talking about the traditional African home where there is always a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes, aromas, and even flavors. Oh, congregate in order to make what is known as food. And in all its sumptuousness and all its palatability, we enjoy the nutrition it provides. My brother, my sister, we meet here to discuss. We meet here to bring our heads together. Yes, just like the ingredients, at the end of the day, we bring fine solutions to some of the problems that we have in the nation. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. Our numbers are rolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. We are ready to do serious business with you. Yes, your advert on this show would go several millions of miles ahead of you. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Come here. And my name, Blakk RASTA. I am most excited to be with you. And together, we shall find solutions to a lot of the problems we have here. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is rolling on the screen. Come here, my youth. It says, Shatta Wale vows to kill Stonebwoy. Whoa. My brother, my sister, when we talk about Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy, they have issues. This is Shatta Wale. 2 days ago, Stonebwoy blocked him on X, aka Twitter, as complained by Shatta Wale himself, because he kept taunting him and he got fed up and decided that he didn't want to chat or hear anything from Shatta Wale again. So Stonebwoy, who you see right now on the screen, decided to block Shatta Wale. It was all about their Grammy encounter. In fact, there was an article published on the Grammys official page that gave credit to people like Shatta Wale, Samini, Reggie Rockstone, and a couple of other Ghanaian artists without mentioning Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy felt that he deserved to be mentioned and he needed to keep the record straight historically. And it looked like so many people thought that he was asking for too much. Yes, his name should have been mentioned, but they felt that he shouldn't be coming out to say it himself in one way or the other. Now, Shatta Wale took it as an opportunity to taunt his nemesis. And I'm talking about his rival, Stonebwoy. Remember, when we all started having the dancehall conversation in Ghana, it was all about Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale. Yes, who was the dancehall king? There was a competition right there at the Labadi beach. I was in Nigeria then, so I couldn't attend it. And then they wanted to find out who the real Ghanaian dancehall king was. Stonebwoy won it. In fact, that was the beginning of my issues with Shatta Wale. When I returned from Nigeria as a news person, I wanted news and facts. So I called Shatta Wale to ask him what happened on the night. He thought I was calling to tease him, so he'd use invectives at me. And he also said so many things on phone, how he didn't want to hear from me and blah, blah, blah. I'm glad that we put all these things behind us after so many years. My brother, my sister, but that rivalry is still on. Last night, Shatta Wale posted something huge on his X page. Having gone away from X for so many months now, Shatta Wale is back on X, which used to be called Twitter. Watch this. He said, I am issuing a formal challenge to Stonebwoy and his fans to meet me at the Accra Sports Stadium to resolve the Dancehall King title dispute. If he and his fans decline this invitation, he should refrain from identifying as a dancehall artist. As I consider him a reggae artist, I assure the nation's leaders that this would be a structured and healthy competition. Interested sponsors can contact our business management teams. Did you see that? So Shatta Wale has thrown a big challenge to Stonebwoy that he's ready to kill him once and for all. And in dancehall, when we say kill, we mean that we will bring you down and defeat you with lyrics. It has nothing to do with bloodshed. My brother, my sister, Shatta Wale has thrown the challenge. But can we look at it deeper? Does this sound like a man who truly wants a competition? Shatta Wale is a businessman. And all I see is business, and business again. Bring back the tweet and let's check it out. Now, when you look at the tweet, he's inviting Stonebwoy and his fans. He would also arrive there with his fans. And at the end of it all, look at what he puts there. Interested sponsors can contact our management teams. He wants to cash out. Now, remember, Stonebwoy was the one who brought the idea of a clash between Shatta Wale and him. And Asase Radio bought into it. Stonebwoy himself said he walked up to Gabi and told him that, listen, I want us to have a clash, me and Shatta Wale, and it's going to be a huge thing, a big deal. He called Shatta Wale and told him, listen, the COVID is here. We are all broke. There's a nice way to cash in. A clash between you and me. That is what Ghanaians want to see right now. And that is going to make us cash out. Shatta Wale, who is a businessman already and loves the vibe, said, okay, how much is at stake? They met, ironed out the differences in terms of the cash, and then they got on stage. It was one of the nicest performances that we saw. Oh my God. Tune for tune. Stonebwoy brought out his lyrics. This one brought out his, and then tune after tune. Well, it didn't end the way we wanted it to end. At the end of the day, Shatta Wale left the stage and Stonebwoy was still on, calling him to return to the clash stage. It was a nice thing. We saw different performances. We saw the energy. We saw the power. We saw the alliances. Even though it wasn't open to the general public, we all saw it on TV. In fact, live. We also saw it online, and we thought it was a beautiful thing. Is this what favor Shatta Wale wants to return to Stonebwoy? From where I stand, 2 days ago, I had a conversation with Stonebwoy, 4 hours on the phone. And we were talking about some of these issues, including the Grammy and so on and so forth. At the right time, I'm going to put this thing out. They are both my sons. Shatta Wale calls me and talks to me. Me and him have a song that is coming out on Monday when I turn 50. And it's called Marry Me. There's another track that I am releasing. And it's called Man Tired. The two of them are coming out. I have several singles in collaboration with Stonebwoy. And when we spoke 2 days ago, he said he needed us to make some more songs together collaboratively. My brother, my sister, how do I see this challenge? I think it's brilliant. Come here, my youth. It's a brilliant challenge that Shatta Wale has thrown out. Now, it's very difficult for us to cash in as artists. We make our music and we have to give to somebody whose face we have never seen to put out online. He comes to tell us how many people have bought our songs. Whether we believe him or not, we are forced to believe him and take whatever he offers us. We can't challenge that. Now your songs, you pay to put out in digital shops and stores. You don't know how many copies are sold or how many downloads are made, as they say now. In my days, we sold copies of CDs and LPs. But now, copies are not sold. We don't even talk copies. We talk downloads. YouTube will pay you for the number of views you have and some other such socials, right? The whole system has changed. Shatta Wale is coming from my side, my age. Stonebwoy, a bit of that. In fact, the last 2 albums Stonebwoy made, he cut out CDs, just like me. I don't remember the last time Shatta Wale cut out any CD. My brother, they have all decided to digitize their careers. As it stands right now, Stonebwoy is busily traveling around, performing on different international stages. Shatta Wale says he will not move until the money is super good. And for that matter, he doesn't really play on several international platforms, but he's still cashing in his own way. He's looked at the whole thing and he thinks that election is coming and politicians will be interested in this clash. So they might come and advertise their manifestos. And for that matter, if you want to see Stonebwoy and you want to see Shatta Wale clash in a real clash, be sponsors and come forward. This was what happened during the COVID. Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy. It was a beautiful clash that they had. If they have yet another clash, I think that it will be beautiful. But my fears are this. Come here, my youth. I have some fears. Violence, that's number one. Because at the stadium, now it's not going to be a controlled crowd like what we had at the Assassin clash. It's going to be opened up to everyone. Stonebwoy is going to try and have all his fans there. Same way, Shatta Wale wants to have his fans there. And remember, the two of them have filled the same stadium before 360. So they are capable of filling the stadium even on their own. But it comes at a cost. They have to pay for the venue, pay for this, pay for that, pay for that. Now they don't want to do that. They are looking for sponsors who are interested in this cloud so they can also feed off it. They have been involved in several problems to the point that they were locked up behind bars for violence at the VGMA or near violence. Well, they vowed to the cameras that they are now friends, as we see now, but tension is still brewing. It looks like they both have come to understand that they might never be the friends that many of us want to see. Oh, work out together, drink together, talk together, and do a lot of things. They are better off staying apart and staying away from the violence. My brother, my sister, I support this kind of musical contest. Shatta Wale says it's going to be well structured and it's going to be peaceful. How are you going to do it? The security personnel would have to come in because there was a communique that was making the rounds that the two of them should never be allowed to come on stage at the same time. Violence will erupt. How would the police deal with this? How would the police do this? Metal detection? Heavy police presence at the stadium? I would like to see this. But another thing I want to see, I'm tired of the sound system and the miming. Stonebwoy has done a lot of live performances. Shatta Wale has done some, but Stonebwoy has done more. I want to see a live performance of a clash, like what happens in Jamaica. We saw it between Ninja Man and Adidja Palmer, aka Adida Bleacher, my brother, my sister. We also saw Mavado clash with Vybz Kartel, right? And that probably was one of the biggest we ever saw in the history of this thing in terms of clash. Beenie Man and his nemesis, Bounty Killer, they also clashed time after time. And the last one they had was another huge one during the COVID period. Would this be yet another beautiful one? Now, if the security personnel come in and do it good, we shall have a spectacle to behold. In fact, that will last in our memories' eyes for quite a long, long time. And I cannot wait to be on this stage too. So 2 concerns, security, and 2, we don't want no miming. It has to be live, like it's done in Jamaica. We want to see your prowess, how you can sing with a live band. Can you be in key? Can you be on time? What is your showmanship like? And we want to see it well structured, round after round. Oh my God, this would be a beautiful spectacle. Thank you to Shatta Wale for bringing out this. Now, many other people have said something. Come here, my youth. What have they said? They are saying, oh, Shatta Wale is looking forward to a validation from Stonebwoy, just like Bawumia is running after Mahama for a certain debate, so he can validate himself, having lost out in the eyes of well-meaning Ghanaians after telling so many lies. And now he's termed a liar. Well, I don't think that really is the problem with Shatta Wale. His biggest problem is that the Grammys mention him, and that is enough validation. And 2, the second thing is that Stonebwoy did it before. It's time to return the favor. Stonebwoy was the one who orchestrated the Asase clash. And now he wants to return the favor. Who wins the clash? This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Dash it away, my youths. Congratulations to the 2 of them. They are making the business good. Next story, my youth. Watch this. Let's get a little political. Here we don't do politics. What we do is called patriotism. Bawumia to withdraw from election 2024. Is Bawumia withdrawing? Why would Bawumia withdraw? Is it that he's realized that he can't win? Or is it that he's realized that, where this competition is going, it looks like there is a winner already, and therefore, I may have to take a back bench. Is he going to withdraw? Is he going to throw in the towel? Run the story. Somebody thinks he needs to throw in the towel. And watch this. If I were Bawumia, I would accept defeat to Mahama now. And who is writing this? His name is John Baptist Nah. Dr. John Baptist Nah. He wrote this piece as published by Ghana Web. Run the story, my youth. Watch this. Now, it makes a lot of sense to me when former President John Dramani Mahama said in 2016 that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia had no experience at the presidency and should not be making unfounded promises to Ghanaians. Passage of time has indeed proven the former president right. There is no iota of doubt that the vice president and flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has marred his integrity and presidential ambition. That's what I was just talking about. I'm going to take that paragraph again. There is no iota of doubt that the vice president and flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has marred his integrity and presidential ambition. This cloud of doubt comes about from his public utterances during opposition and poor delivery of promises in government. Thus, Dr. Bawumia did very well in opposition and performed very poorly while in government, as we have observed for the past almost 8 years. I like that paragraph. Bawumia is an opposition candidate. He does well only when he's in opposition. Write it down. I said, Bawumia is an opposition candidate. He only does well when he's in opposition. He has all the brilliant ideas. He knows how he'll be able to maneuver his way to a beautiful economy. And that beautiful economy is a utopic economy. You know what that means? It's an economy that exists only in utopia. Dr. Bawumia's media encounter on August 25, 2024, nakedly exposed him to his own pronouncements made in the past. The very things, example, suffering, corruption, incompetence, etc., etc., of the Mahama-led government that Dr. Bawumia talked about before are still happening in his regime and even getting worse than what he and Akufo-Addo came to meet in 2017. If I were Dr. Bawumia, I would accept defeat to former President John Dramani Mahama right now, based on the following reasons. Wow. 1. Akufo-Addo's factor. Dr. Bawumia's rise to political fame can be attributed to the Akufo-Addo factor, although this is undoubtedly positive for Dr. Bawumia. The baggage of Akufo-Addo's style of leadership as president is equally attributable to the NPP's unappealing presidential ticket with Napo, Dr. Bawumia, and Dr. Bawumia as the current flag bearer of the NPP. The mismanagement of the economy, draconian haircuts, the introduction of suffocating taxes, unprecedented corruption, scandals, etc., etc. Corruption scandals, right? Now, under the Akufo-Addo Bawumia-led regime, make Dr. Bawumia's presidential chances very slim now. Despite Bawumia's claim that he wants to be his own man and is now running away from Akufo-Addo's insensitive policies, the majority of Ghanaians will not still take Dr. Bawumia seriously. I agree with this man. Come here, my youth. Now the difference of Nana Akufo-Addo to make, I beg your pardon, the indifference of Nana Akufo-Addo to make the lives of Ghanaians a little better before leaving office on 6 January 2025 is what has already defeated Dr. Bawumia's efforts to convince Ghanaians again to also try him and see. Because that was the message Akufo-Addo told us. Try us, try me and see. We tried him and we don't even have the eyes to see anymore. They've all been plucked out by the vicissitudes of the economy. Now the revelations in the Ejapadia document, which captured a hidden plan of the Achim group, aka the Achim Mafia, to bypass the Ashanti group by choosing a Northerner, Dr. Bawumia made this matter worse. Vacillating factor of Dr. Bawumia. Now, the uninspiring delivery of Vice President Bawumia during the media encounter, coupled with his dwindling presidential fortunes, triggered my assertion that he should begin to concede defeat now. In my view, the killer sentence of Dr. Bawumia during his maiden media encounter yesterday, that's a couple of days ago on Sunday, is, if I do everything now, what will I do when I come into office? Is Dr. Bawumia saying that the sweeping banking cleanup exercise, deep haircuts, mismanagement and misapplication of funds and imposition of several domestic taxes affecting Ghanaians now, which is leading to excruciating haircuts, is intentional? Of course, that's what it means. It's intentional. So we can come back and solve the intentional problems we have inflicted on you. It's like those who give us our computers. The same people create antiviruses after creating viruses to attack us. It's like a doctor who intentionally inflicts you with sickness so you can come to him for a cure. That's what Bawumia is. This is obviously not what a responsible and caring leader says to his people in times of difficulty. Admittedly, the weak fundamentals of the economy under Dr. Bawumia's leadership of the economic management team are clearly exposed by the galloping dollar-CD exchange rate. Now, the silence on how the NPP government under Dr. Bawumia will tackle corruption affirms the notion that corruption worsened under the outgoing Akufo-Addo Bawumia-led regime. Now, the presidential ticket of the NPP is in the name of Dr. Bawumia and Napo. has lost its vitality and contains no transformative ideas to change the dire situation that the country finds itself now in. Now, the previous scenes of Dr. Bawumia in opposition, coupled with his indecisiveness and unconvincing media encounter, shows signs of his looming defeat in the next few months to the general elections. Wow. Dr. Bawumia and the MPP can no longer be trusted with another term of office after Akufo-Addo, who surprised many with an unbelievably bad style of leadership and a lack of empathy. Now, the MPP's attempt to apologize to Ghanaians now for the high cost of living due to bad governance is too late for Bawumia. Ghanaians can no longer be fooled by lies again by Dr. Bawumia. The people of Ghana need a change of government to reset the country for sustainable job creation and prosperity for all. There should be a huge turnout of voters to ensure a one-touch victory for former President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC to rebuild Ghana. Well, he has pointed it out directly that people should go out and vote for Mahama. My point is very simple. I'm not asking you to go and vote for Mahama. Neither am I asking you to go and vote for Chiriabosom. Go out and vote for whoever you want to vote for, but never vote for Dr. Bawumia. Look at the points. The vicissitudes of the economy due to bad governance. Liars all over the place. Oh, the macroeconomics, coupled with the microeconomics and the x-axis that cuts across the y-axis at this point, and in the middle there's something called equilibrium. In Latin, it's equilibratus patatatus. And when you go further into the atmosphere, it morphs into a ball of an economy which is called the bully pulpit economy. Only him understands. We all are watching them. They are not able to make sense to us, and it hurts us. Am I right? My brother, my sister, the time is here. I have told you time and again. Can I reiterate it? Should Bawumia and Napo win this election, I'm going to protest. And that protest is simple. I'm not going to court. I'm not going to walk out naked. I'm going to leave this country for you. It means you are numb to pain. It's an insult for Bawumia and Napo to even be running for presidents. How can you take us through nearly 8 hours of torture? Businesses have collapsed. The so-called bank cleanup. Dangerous, unprofessional haircuts were given to people, many of who died, worse than what you are blaming Namwan for. Today, as it stands, the same people want to come back and lead us. And Bawumia is saying the same old infantile things that Akufo-Addo told us and won the election. Oh, try me and see. We are tired of trying incompetent, unsympathetic, and unempathic people. That's Shatta Wale. It's the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonomo, and here we speak truth to power. When we return, I promise you, we are more. But do me a favor, share this broadcast. We are live on YouTube and also live on Facebook. I will return. Hey! Hey! Wayo!
Black Pot.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamon. Here we speak truth to power. We saw that quote, right? From W.E.B. Du Bois. A few days ago, he celebrated his birthday. His grave is right here in Ghana. He left his home in America, followed Kwame Nkrumah all the way down to Ghana to help build this great nation. All these people suffered. They sacrificed to see a better nation. We owe them the responsibility to keep our nation on top of the ladder. It hurts. It hurts. He said, the slave did what? Walked free. And then stood for a moment in the sun and walked back towards slavery. Can you bring it back? The slave walked free, stood a moment under the sun, and he walked back towards slavery. This is deep, isn't it? You know what that means? That's what is happening in our country right now. We walked away from slavery, right? We walked away from colonialism and imperialism when we claimed that we were independent. Oh, Jesus. And then we are running back to the same people who made us slaves and asking them to enslave us again. The IMF, the World Bank, and the West in general. We chased them out. Why are we going back to them and begging them to come and help us or else we die? They are laughing at us. We become laughing stocks. We have become idiots. We have become idiots. Ah, you chased the British out of your nation. And that day, a new national anthem was blown. And the ancestors swallowed it in ecstasy. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Make our nation, blah, 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 blah. Go to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility. Make us cherish fearless honesty. Make us cherish fearless honesty. In every situation, we must be fearlessly honest, brutally frank. It doesn't matter who gets nod or God. My brother, my sister, we must speak the truth. Am I making sense? My brother, my sister. But look at what is happening. Anything that we find ourselves doing, till the white man's finger gets into it, it never gets done. 99% of all the food we eat is coming from the white man's kitchen. We have inherited the white man's diseases. There were some diseases that we never knew of right here in Africa. Today they have become our bed mates because we eat too much white people's food. Today is a big pride for you to eat lasagna, for you to eat Chinese delicacies, Indian delicacies, American delicacies, British delicacies. Some of you are even wearing skirts. They call that kilt. For Ladomotre and the rest, they wear them. They want to relieve slavery. Of course, it's good to be able to match up culture and be able to accept things. But when you throw away your own culture and all you do is consume other people's culture, you are not human. You are now a robot. You are a robot. And that robot is being controlled by people who were your former masters and they are glad to come and be your masters again. That's what Du Bois is talking about. He said the slave walked free. Then he stood under the sun for some time. And then he started walking back towards slavery. One more time. You were free. Today, all the citizenry, everybody wants to fly back to America. Go to the embassies. Now they don't even have appointments. They are so inundated. Canada, Go to their embassy. Even goats and sheep and cats are there. They want to leave this country. Are we not living by this quote by the great W.E.B. Du Bois? His grave is right here. It's like you have a girlfriend or a wife. You are having a really good time. All of a sudden, your wife says that you are not treating her well. She is going through some slavish things in your house, and there's a divorce. As she walks out, she's happy. She throws her hands in the air and says, oh, good life, here I come. I have now broken free from this murderously slavish man. I'm going. Then she takes a few steps out. Then she turns and looks at the sun. And then she looks back at her house where she's broken free from. And she's returning to the house. Ukoya anasobai. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushono. Kabia my youth. Next story. Now the next story. Oh Lord. It's rolling. Mustapha Gbande ready to disgrace Interior Minister. Hey. When I hear people swearing that they will disgrace somebody, they will do what, they will do what. The question I want to ask them is, has it got anything to do with my nation? Will this disgrace help my nation grow and move forward? If it is yes, then disgrace him the more. But if you are just going to play politics with me and go away, if you are just disgracing somebody because you want to disgrace the person, I won't take it. 2 days ago, a friend that I have known, I want to keep his identity under wraps, called me and told me, Black Rasta, a certain man who is a man of God, a pastor, and a colleague pastor has impregnated my wife. I said, whoa, what is happening? So yeah, we are both pastors. And he impregnated my wife. I said, really? He said, yes. He came to my house and impregnated my wife. He said, oh, he impregnated your wife in your house? Where were you? He said, because I was always out doing my work, looking for money, for bread to come and feed my wife and my children. He took advantage of this and impregnated my wife. I said, do you live with your wife? He said, oh yeah, that's my second wife. But she lives somewhere. The first wife also lives somewhere. So I've separated them and I go here and I go there. Wow. Christian minister has 2 wives in 2 different houses. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. So I said, was your wife raped? He said, no. But she was lied to. I said, that's not a crime. But what kind of lie was it? He said, the man said he's a pastor and he's a prophet, and he prophesied that she should leave me or else the anger of God will come on her. And she agreed and allowed herself to be impregnated by this charlatan. I told him point blank, I can't do anything. You want to disgrace the man, so what happens? Are you going to disgrace your second wife too? He said, yeah, both of them, let's disgrace them. I said, I'm far above that nonsense. She was not raped. She decided to leave you and go for another man. That's not a crime. Is it a crime? Mustapha Gbande. Let's hear what he has to tell us. And this man here is a member of the NDC. Run the story, my words. I will expose all your malicious deeds. Mustapha Gbande tells Henry Quartey. And who is Henry Quartey? He's the Interior Minister. Yes. He's a man that I truly admire. For some time now, he's made some utterances that made me feel like, oh, but this one too, waiting me this. But let's see exactly what it is that Henry Quartey is doing that is malicious. This was one of the men flown in to come and sign for the e-levy. He was outside in Canada or somewhere like that. They flew him in a private jet to come and be in parliament so that he will endorse the murderous e-levy that Bawumia is now telling us to vote him in to come and eradicate after they these guys, God will punish them. The Deputy General Secretary in charge of operations of the National Democratic Congress, Mustapha Gbande, has issued a strong warning to the Minister of the Interior, Henry Quartey, for allegedly threatening him. The NDC Deputy General Secretary, according to GhanaNewsGuide.com, said that Henry Quartey had threatened to sue him for alleging that the minister held a secret meeting with the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations. Now, they say he's not even in charge of operations. He is just the Deputy Inspector General of Police. They are trying to use this man to oust Dan Parry, who is the IGP, because they believe Dan Parry is in bed with the NDC. The police has been politicized in Ghana. And that is a recipe for disaster. It's an exercise in futility when you sign all those peace treaties and the police is still this trivializedly politicized. His name is Christian Tete Yohonu and others to supposedly plan to rig the 2024 general elections. Gbande said that while the Interior Minister is making this unfounded allegation against him, he, the minister, is also accusing him, Gbande, of building an army to cause violence in the December 7 polls. Wow. He threatened to not only countersue the minister, but to also expose some of the nasty things that the minister has done in his various positions that he has held in the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government. I will not only countersue him for falsely accusing me of criminal activities and inciting state institutions against me personally, but I will also take the opportunity to expose his malicious issues related to the minister and his previous roles as a regional minister involving him and his government. The Deputy General Secretary is quoted to have said, he added, "How can you complain about something I said and then end that complaint by making such an empty, malicious allegation against me?" He also accused the ruling New Patriotic Party of resorting to nefarious, fraudulent, and crooked means to prepare for the next election. Gbande further warned the Interior Minister that any attempt to undermine the will of the people in the pending elections will be met with strong resistance. Gbande described Henry Quartey as the most disliked minister of the Interior because of his actions, accusing him of misusing his position, including demolishing structures under the guise of law enforcement, while allegedly scouting for state lands and bungalows. He also accused the minister of interfering in the recruitment of personnel for the various security agencies in the country. That's now, Mustapha Gbande says, this man said he's going to sue him. And if he does, he will countersue him. And again, he will expose his nefarious and malicious acts as minister. And even more, is it in the interest of the country? If it is, Mustapha Gbande, whether he sues you or not, it's time to release those. I don't believe in this. These are threats. If you do this, I'll do this. No. If it's in the interest of the country, reveal it. Reveal it. Whether he sues you or not, go ahead. Oh, you did this. You murdered 8 people here and buried them in secret graves. Oh, you stole this amount of cash. We saw it. You did this. These are the facts. Don't say that when he sues you, you countersue. And then you will go ahead and mention some of these nefarious and malicious deeds. But politicians are so good with that. They threaten each other. At the end of the day, they hold each other, going about drinking tea and making mockery of us who trusted them and voted them into power. Politicians are only at each other's necks when the cameras are on them. When the camera is gone, they are the best friends. They drink and eat chichinga together. Mustapha Gbande, if you think that the man has done things that have been untoward to the development of this nation, don't wait for a sue and a countersuit. Please, spill the beans. Dash it. When we return, we shall read your messages. So keep your messages coming in. In the interim, it's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonomo. And here we speak truth to power. Hey! Boyo!
Blakk Pot, Kokoshonomo.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonomo. And here we speak truth to power. Let the games begin. Roll the guns. Let's see the messages we have for today. Ras Osaje Fudua Bill. Tindan Dogo. Goma Dogo. Yinzor Bill says, Wayo. Today is the birthday of Ras Osaje Fudua Bill. Want to say happy birthday to you. He says it's 35 years today. May this day bring you joy and fulfillment. Anything that has been on your mind that you want to achieve, may it come to pass. Anything that you want to do, as long as it's legal and it pleases God, I pray that it comes to pass. Osaje Fudua Bill. You have been a humble servant, you have been a good servant, and you've been a good leader as well. May this day bring you nothing but joy. I bless you. Sacha Emmanuel, aka Governor from Worcester, says, Ja. Emmanuel Siame, aka Black Lion. He says, more fire. Amos KB Williamson says, fire. Samuel Ayisa says, watching from UAE. Blakk, we love you. I will love you too. Majid Yusuf says, lovely top design, Black Rasta. But the colors look like, okay. You look okay. You're not drawing my attention to it. NPP, right? Yeah, blue, red. Yeah. You see? Please, show me something different. Come and take this one and go and give to them. Yes. Lovely top design, Black Rasta, but the colors look like one party way. I don't want to mention name. Junior Wale says, Black Rasta, please try to invite Nana Kwame on your show. Who is Nana Kwame? We say, please let me know who he is so that I can follow up. On the Urban Show on 3FM for the youth, please. Okay, so please let me know which Nana Kwame you're talking about. Junior Wale says, more fire, Black Rasta, you do all. My youth. All right? Kofi Azuma says, greeting to my brother, Black Rasta. On this blessed Thursday, Kofi Azuma says, greetings to all my brothers and sisters here with much love on this blessed Thursday. He says, make sure you all watching this live stream have clicked on the like button and subscribe and donate to this channel. Love and respect, my youth. Harris, greetings, Black Rasta and your team. Kofi Azuma says, call all your friends and family members and tell them to come and watch and listen to Truth here with Black Rasta. Majid Yusuf says, Black, I think it can happen at the stadium. Fans should be in a separate stance, right? Then we are good to go. All right? So it's an idea to the police. We truly want to see it. Halal says, Black Rasta, I now understand Shatta Wale's perspective through your explanation. Business as usual. Exactly. It's business. Nothing more. He's calling for sponsors. That guy wants to cash in. They should utilize their prime whilst it's still available. Talent for talent, boot for boot. All right? Right? K-pop says it will be good for Ghana music with good planning, just like Sting in Jamaica. Yes. Junior Wale says, all Shatta fans, let's come together like pa, 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 pa. All right. So Junior Wale, Blakk Rasta, and Shatta Wale have a song. It's coming up on Monday, and it's called Marry Me. Make sure you pa, 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 pa as well. No Bop says, Kukushu. Fiazuma says, no one can take away from Bawumia being a real champion of toilets in Ghana. Hallelujah. Mahama said it. Toilet, toilet. I'm commissioning toilet. It's toilet, toilet. No Bop says heat. Baba. CID says, woyoy. No Bop says, no funny. I think Bawumia isn't. Kofi Azuma says, the next president of Ghana, President John Mahama, is speaking on YouTube live right now. Konyo Fool says, good evening, Blakk Rasta, listening from the UK. It is what it is. Kaya said, you say senior, respect, champion, Zekalanga. Says, evening, Blakk, watching you live from Espana. Love and respect to my Spaniard, Massive and Crow. Reagan Man says, Kuchoko boss. Do I billions or bill? Says, Salagalayan. Solomon Entry says, thumbs up. Solomon Entry says, Blakk, you are more. My brother. Zion Genesis says, real talk. Pibil David Ngambiri says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. Watching you from Accra. Blakk Rasta, you're really doing great for Mother Ghana. God bless you. God bless you too. My youth. Yes, the Blackboard next tour. All right. So we are gradually coming to a close. Confident Mahama pronounces victory for NDC. It looks like Mahama has become more and more confident. He's pronouncing that his party is going to win this election and he will be Ghana's next president. Run it, my youth. NDC will win the elections. Mark my words. John Mahama, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. John Dramani Mahama has said that he's positive about winning the 2024 general elections. Now, during his campaign tour in Greater Accra in the Amasaman constituency on Thursday, John Mahama urged Ghanaians to resist the new patriotic party, stating that the ruling party deceived Ghanaians. I agree with you. John Mahama highlighted the rising inflation and fuel prices caused by the ruling party and emphasized that the damage caused by the NPP government will take years to repair. I agree. Today, when there is hardship in the land, they are telling us that our lives are better. When you are hungry, you can feel it. Nobody can convince you that you are not hungry. They deceived us once before and got away with it. They deceived us twice and got away with that. They will not deceive us a third time. Not at all. I know Ghanaians will show them a red card on December 7th. NDC will come back. And anybody who doubts it should mark my words. NDC will win the elections on December 7th, 2024. He said, dash it away. Mr. Mahama, with all love and respect, everything is pointing to the direction, according to the statistics, that you will be the next president of Ghana. But what is important to me right now, it's not about being the next president. It's about what you are bringing to the table. 24-hour economy. It's all about the youth and the fact that you have minimized your promises to the people and told them point blank that it will take time to undo and unlearn some of these mischievous things that the NPP under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have forced down our throats. Mr. President, with all love and respect, you came in, we chased you away. We said you didn't do well. The only thing that is bringing you back is not your handsomeness. What is bringing you back, Mr. Mahama? It's not because you are thick tall. What is bringing you back is not because you talk eloquently. It's your legacy, your work. The work that we didn't like, we looked at it and realized that though we still don't like it, it's better than what has been promised us and given us this time. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. Remember, that even after this presidency, it will still be about your legacy. Please, if you want to finish your presidency and walk with shoulders high and be eulogized after you are gone, if you want to finish your presidency and everybody wants to invite you to dinner, people are naming their children after you, streets in Zambia, Tanzania are named after you, it's your legacy. It's not about satisfying family and friends. And let me leave you with this. Should you become president, it is better to offend family and friends than to offend the nation and humanity. Write it down. It is better to offend family and friends than to offend the nation and humanity. Let family and friends say, oh, since he's been president this time around, he's not giving us what he's supposed to, what he did in the last time. Yes, since he's been president, he doesn't invite us to parties anymore. Since he became president again, this time, he doesn't even sign checks for us. No, all those checks and the parties are now signed for Ghana and humanity. When you leave, family and friends will be forced to be proud of you because the whole world is proud of you. It's not everybody who likes Shatta Wale, but his achievement in the music scene will make other people follow him. There are two reasons why people would run after a certain hero. One, because of his deeds. Two, because other people are following this person. So they join that for the clout. Mr. Mahama, I'm sure you know all this. Your younger brother, your nephew is just telling you this. So you put it at the back of your mind. I am not too excited about you winning power. I'm excited about what you will bring on the table. And if I happen to be part of you, should I ever be part of you, I'm a kingmaker. I would love a legacy, not Didi. That one day say, oh, when Mahama became president, one of his chief advisors that he listened to was Blakk RASTA. And he is now a living legend. That glory will touch me. Not when you give me a bag of cash, I blow it, and when the people start insulting you and calling you a thief, they should jail you and all that. I will also start shivering that, Charlie. If they are jailing him, it will be inside. Let's look at the nation and humanity. That's it away. Last story, and we are done. We have two more stories. Run it, my youth. Watch this story, and it's very interesting. It's on a lighter note. John Dumelo cries with regret. You know John Dumelo, don't you? He's a Ghanaian actor. He acts so well. I love him. John Dumelo, that's him. Handsome guy, isn't he? Yeah, he's half Fanti and half Ewe. I'm just saying this because I'm going to bring something in later that will explain this. You see, we are a people who are so tribalistic. Yet a hybrid of Ewe and Fanti, so handsome and so nice, is supposed to tell us that all those tribal labels must be cast off. It doesn't help in any way. Our election is nothing but tribalistic. Even to get a job, you have to state your religion and where you are coming from. It's sad. It's no more about the content of the head. It's about the label that is on you. Write it down. In Ghana, it is no more about the content of your head, but the label on you, your tribe and religion. OALP. John Dumelo is a man that I've always respected. I lost that respect only yesterday. A few hours later, he gained back that respect. You know what he did? John Dumelo apologizes for calling Lydia Alasan a bloody widow. Actor and NDC parliamentary candidate for Ayawaso West Wuagon, John Dumelo, has issued a public apology following controversial remarks he made during a constituency debate. The debates, which touched on various issues including the infamous V8 saga, escalated when John Dumelo made a statement linking his political opponent, Lydia Alassane, to the death of her late husband. Dumelo's comments came in response to chants from constituents and perceived personal attacks from Miss Alassane's supporters. In a heated moment, he suggested that Madame Alassane needed to answer questions regarding her husband's death. The remarks, which were intended as a counterattack, left many Ghanaians and constituents upset, prompting widespread criticism for using a sensitive issue for political gain. Realizing the impact of his words, Dumelo has since issued an unqualified apology. He retracted his comments and expressed regret for any offense caused to Madame Lydia Alassane, his constituents, and others affected by this remark. This is what he put out. Farmer John, I apologize and unreservedly retract my previous comments. I extend my sincere and unconditional apologies to Honorable Lydia Alassane for my remarks during the media general public engagement, as the community manifesto, concerning the death of her husband. To anyone who knows me both in my private life and political activities, it is clear that those statements do not reflect my values or what I stand for. My comments were in response to personal attacks by supporters of the Honorable Minister, including false allegations regarding my mother's death. However, I recognize that my reaction was inappropriate. I want to assure the people of Ayawaso West Wuagon of my full commitment to the development and progress of our constituents. I sincerely apologize and retract my statements. John Seto Dumelo, NDC parliamentary candidate, Ayawaso West Wuagon. Excuse me. John, for the second part, the apology. Let me tell you something. If you want to win this election, please go to Lydia Alassane. Somebody tell John, go to her, apologize to her one-on-one. Whether on tape or outside tape. If you are able to get it on tape, it's a bigger plus. Shake her hand and take a bouquet of flowers and some of the fruits from your farm. I said your farm to her. Whether she uses it or not, as long as it is accepted, it's done. It's done. Bring back John Dumelo. As long as that is done, it's done. Your apology is beautiful, but it's just in the air. Meet her one-on-one. Eat into the energies and fly. She's also hearing this, so she will try to avoid you. So be quick before she hears you. There was a man who had the power to do anything double. If he gave you 10 Ghana cedis, he will get 20 Ghana cedis immediately. And instead of using it to bless himself, he was running after his enemies. One day he saw one of his enemies. And he said, this guy slapped me and disgraced me in front of some girls. The moment he saw him, he said, do you recognize me? I blind you in one eye. The Bible says, on the tongue, there is the power of life and death. Immediately, one eye went off. But as the man's one eye went off, the power of two, his two eyes went off blind. And when the enemy saw that one eye had gone off, he got so frightened, he started running away. But this man here was looking for him to open that one eye so that his two eyes could open. Up till now, he's walking around blind Because that man is scared and has gone to hide. He doesn't want to see you. That's the case. Find her. Apologize to her. Tell her that it was in the heat of the moment. You apologize. You love her. And you all should come together to help grow AWW, Ayawaso, West Walker. Once she receives that gift, the heavens will speak for you. Hallelujah. You are fine, gentlemen. Let me also tell you something, John. Be careful with this politics thing. Remember when your friend, I don't want to mention his name, another actor, wanted to run in the same constituency. You got so angry and got extremely temperamental to the point that you said that he was not your friend, let alone your brother. And you had been working together for so long. You were friends, acted together, did a lot of, because of politics. You denied him friendship and brotherliness. Later when he withdrew, you came back together again and you were happy. No, don't do that. You're a fine gentleman. Don't let the anger and the tantrums of politics make you behave like those ones. It makes you look too desperate. Mama wa kwanchire. We are Rebecca Samu. Well, other portals have published the same story. Peace FM also published it. Bloody Widow comment doesn't reflect my, values. And that's John Dumelo apologizing from deep within him. The woman's husband died. Yeah. Dirty people pushed her into politics. And then we were already there when they gave her the tag Bloody Widow. Because during the elections, there was so much blood. We condemned Bloody Widow. John Dumelo has brought it back. Let me not go into it. He has apologized. Let's leave it there. Dash it away. Now, the last story I want to look at, and congratulations to John Dumelo. You've done well. You've apologized nicely. I feel your apology. But do the next thing, and you will see something. Stonebwoy gets flowers from veteran Ruth R. Hey, sweetie, found some to me come. When I miss you, shanty na maya come. That's Ruth I doing a melody from Luciano in the very first true dancehall tune in the history of this country. Sweetie. Now, for some time now, people have come on the case of Stonebwoy, calling him names because of the comment he made about the Grammy article. Ruth I took all the flowers. People saw him as the godfather of dancehall in Ghana. Some people say reggae dancehall. Let's limit it to dancehall. Ruth I has contributed so much to the fraternity, reggae and dancehall. But I want to limit it to dancehall today. Stonebwoy is a dancehall artist. He has a few reggae songs, yes? Ruth I has been doing a lot of dancehall. He has reggae too. He even played reggae on radio and still doing that. This is Ruth I. Romantica Ruth I, the King's Bite man. When I got to Takrady to start my radio journey, one of the first people they talked to me about was Ruth I. Romantica Ruth I, the King's Bite man. He used to have a program there called Chibum. And Luciano was his favorite artist. I'm not surprised he took a melody from Luciano to do his Sweetie song. You know what Ruth I is saying? He's a wise man. Look, some time ago, Ruth I was interviewed. Listen, and they asked him, who in your opinion do you think, who in your opinion is the best songwriter in Ghana? This was a very dicey question. Ruth I could have gone to Kojo. He could have mentioned Daddy Lumba. He could have mentioned any other legend. You know who he gave it to? He said Blakk RASTA. Blakk RASTA is the best songwriter I have ever seen and heard in Ghana. Of course, a lot of people are going to say, Chia, we, Blakk RASTA. You been on him, Cho. But what Ruth I sees is beyond what mediocre minds can see. When he said it, I was shocked. I was like, whoa! Why is this guy trying to let people insult me? Well, remember, I'm out for a shame. I will back qua. But did him attempt? And then he be a boy, you say, yeah, uncle be on no. I'm gonna basati say, but damn fool. I'm did him attempt, come on. They insulted me, pa. But Rutai has followed my writing. He knows I don't only write lyrics. I write books. But the Encanti Munim. And other things like that. So he said, Black Rasta. Until we release Salaga Soldier album, they even tried to make Black Rasta look like somebody who writes useless songs. Haichi, me chaicho, PCI, shefo, fowa, shefo, fowa, shefo. Ah, na we enyum. Samputumma poto, samputumma peche, samputumma piti, samputumma peche. Kegma. You have no problem. It's cool. Taichi, me chaicho, PCI, shefu, and Abanamwa and all those hypocrites and hypocrites. And tell us the meaning of that. You don't write good songs. Your songs are not good. I said, I'm your grandfather. I will teach you today. Sit down! Transform! Swadie. And I took them to school and taught them. Do you know what is called scatting? When Bob Marley sang his song and said, "Wo-yo-yo, wo-yo-yo-yo," did you ask him to tell you what that meant? Yeah? We and them, in the song called We and Them, when he sang, did you ask him to show you what that meant? There's something in jazz called scatting. One of these days, I think I'll bring a scat tape here so you would listen to it. They think music should always be lyrical. Ruth I said, Black Rasta is the best songwriter Ghana has ever produced, according to him. I would never have given that accolade to myself. Never. When he said it, I was humbled. Because I also see him as one of the greatest songwriters. At the time, me and Rutai were not even really talking, as in on Fremi and I mean, but we, of course, we knew each other. It's about 2 years ago. He has done it for Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy is the greatest Ghanaian music ambassador. We cannot downplay his contribution. Veteran Ghanaian reggae dancehall artist and media personality Ruth I has praised Stonebwoy for his contributions to the music scene in and out of Ghana. According to him, Stonebwoy is one of the greatest Ghanaian ambassadors for music. Speaking in an interview with His FM on August 29, 2023, that's today, Ruth I, whose name is Akosinya Akon of Faye, praised Stonebwoy, referring to him as Honorable Spectacular for his role in elevating Ghanaian music on a global stage. I have stopped calling him Stonebwoy. I now call him Honorable Spectacular because at the moment, he is the greatest Ghanaian music ambassador. This man is taking us to places we never thought would reach, he said. Ruth I further expresses admiration, stating, if we have to be honest, he's actually living the dreams that most of us had but couldn't achieve. Oh my God. I just said this on my show 2 days ago. How many of you heard it? I said, at the age of Stonebwoy, I couldn't achieve what he's achieving now. And when Stonebwoy heard it, he called me 4 hours we're speaking. He actually living the dreams of both of us. We couldn't achieve. We are living our dreams through this guy. So we cannot diminish his contribution or the role that he's playing for us at this moment. After his days as a reggae dancehall musician, Ruth I started as a radio presenter with Sky Power in 1997. Did I tell you that? I went to Takrady in 2001. He had been there for 4 years and left. And when he went to Ash FM, then they were telling me about that other guy. We also left our mark there in Takrady. The history of reggae music in Takoradi will never start and end without mentioning Black Rasta, even in Ghana and beyond. We've done, and we are still doing it on radio and beyond. To God be the glory. Hey, if I was told at the age of 10 that I will be on radio, I would laugh and say, what do you mean? Akra we are being gidi sano. If a president be aye, or some big ambassador be somewhere. But today I look at all those and I push them away. I don't want them. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushunum, and I want to salute you, Root Eye. You are a wise man. You have spoken the mind of God. Stonebwoy is going around performing. He just had a collaboration with Wyclef. Collaborations with great artists, Grammy artists. Even our own Grammy kid in Ghana, Rocky Dawood, he has a tune with him. I have 3 songs with Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy has featured people like Beanie Man, featured people like Sean Paul, and others. Just like Shatta Wale featured Beyonce, or Beyonce featured Shatta Wale. Please, let's give credit where credit is due. I think Stonebwoy is in a hurry to be recognized in one way or the other, but Anhenepa and Kasa, Ena and Chine and Kamfuneho is the Black Pot, aka Kokushonomo, where we speak truth to power. We are going. No Bab says a whole sitting vice that talks out his ass. Kofi Azuma says Bawumia is just a joker. Latif Raji says X. Junior Wale says, let's share the show to friends and loved ones, please. Junior Bab, no Bab says IMF doesn't have our best interest at heart, to be frank. Of course, now you owe them money and they can come and dictate to you anything. Kweku Manel says, not forgetting the single language English system. Kukushuramo. No Bab! He says, this Henry Quartey guy is another big clown, literally. Tell me more. Kofi Azuma says, Black Rasta, what days are you live streaming here? Every day, Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. sharp. Sometimes we delay because of technical issues like Dumelo and the rest of them. Sometimes we are also inundated with so much work, what we call the pre-production, so we start a little bit late. But we try as much as possible to always start on time, like we have done the whole of the week, last week. So what times are you on Pennsylvania time? East Coast time in the US. I have to find out that and let you know. But GMT is 18 hours GMT. Convert that, please. No Bab says, Mr. Seto Dumelo needs to be steady. Yes, he needs to be steady, right? Steady. Kofi Azuma says, keep sharing this live streaming with friends and family and loved ones. Michael Akumzoya says, Naya Bingi, congrats for your solid advice to John Dumelo. Blessed love. We appreciate you and we love you. My name is Black Rasta. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. Make sure that our numbers scrolling on the screen. You pick that and do business with us. What do you want to advertise? What business are you into? Let us know. We advertise in the best. It's a show that has the eyes and the ears of everybody. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo. And here we speak truth to power. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Hey! Hey!